Hello, so I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. So I'm going to do the Super Rose variants of the cards from the sets across the Battles in Time. There's actually 6 of them. The test version I'm not going to cover in this video because I'll have a whole nother video where I talk about that and the test set in general. I think it's better for you guys to see the variants of these, especially if you're going to be collecting the sets and you don't know what to look for. This is going to be sort of your go-to guide on how you can see the differences between these cards and knowing which ones that you have yourself, and knowing which ones are going to be the ones that you need to collect. So I'm just going to jump straight into things with the Exterminator Super Rose here. So this one is the Exterminator Super Rose, and this one is a absolutely lovely card. It's probably the one that you see a lot in the listings on eBay and stuff like that, because this was the original one that come with the first set, which was very, very popular at the time, back in 2006. So as you can see, the Rose card has a lovely gold around the head and the eyes. The box here is a more orangey, darker yellow, and the text is a lot more saturated, and the back is just the normal 2006 BBC with the Battles in Time logo on the back, the website. The key differences between this one and the test version, just a quick one, is the icon here was a triangle, and on the back it was a matte with no Battles in Time website, but I will go into that at a later time. So for the Exterminator set, there's actually 2 Super Rose cards. I don't really know where the other one comes in, or whether they just changed up the printing for some reason, but I'll put that one down there. We'll get back to it in a second, which is this one here. I'll just grab that without damaging it, because these are very fragile. The backs are made of foil, so the cards can scratch very easily. So with this one, as you can see, there's a clear difference in the resting graphic of Rose here. You can see that the transitions are very, very smooth. You can see the box here as well is a lighter yellow, which seems to, over the sets, get brighter and brighter as the printing quality gets better. Not to say that these printing quality isn't great, because they were phenomenal for the time and they're still phenomenal in the standard of cards now. The back is identical to the one that I've just shown, with the Battles in Time and the BBC 2006 on the back. And what I'll do is I'll just show you them side by side so you can see them both. As you can see, they're quite different. I do have a theory around this, that this one is a much earlier print when they first started doing it, because the graphic matches the test version quite well. It pretty much matches it completely. If you have a look on the page, you'll be able to see that. The test version is actually away at the moment, so I'm not going to be getting that out. But yeah, other than that, the cards are identical to each other on the back. And what I'll do is I'll put these to the side. I'll get into this one, where this one is a bit of a weird one, because I didn't know that this card existed. It doesn't pop up very often. This is the Annihilator Super Rose card that was part of the Annihilator set. And this one is very, very similar to the one that I've just shown, apart from there's a lot more blues, the color's a lot more saturated, the transition is very smooth between everything, and the box, you can see, is a more of a brighter yellow, with the red standing out a lot more, with the boost all your ratings to 999,000. Super overpowered card, 1 in 1,000 packs. This one is particularly rare just because the Annihilator set wasn't very big, and the booster boxes were quite difficult to find. They came, I'm not sure whether this card specifically came in the dual packs that they did, or whether it was this Super Rose card here. I don't know whether this one was the one that came in the dual packs or this one was, because there was the packs with the Annihilator and the Exterminator in one, where you could get the Exterminator cards with the 2007 branding, but that was only for the commons and the rares, I believe. So that's that there with that one. The back says BBC 2007 on it. Very, very nice card. The centering on all of them is pretty good, but you'll probably find that it's probably shifted to the left or the right a little bit, just due to the fact that the QC on these for the cutting wasn't incredible, and that same goes for the ultra rares across the set anyway. The next one that I'm going to put with this one This one is also a 2007. This is the most common Super Rose in the set. This one is the Invader Super Rose, and it's the gold eyes, gold head. Box is even more yellow, much more vibrant. This one mirrors the test set a lot better, with that gold eyes and gold head, sort of like the one from earlier that I'll grab here. So this one here, very, very similar, very, very, very similar to this one here. This one for me is the most visually striking one, even though it's the most common. I find there is a lot less detail in the transition where the sort of power leaves the eyes there. It's more of just a yellow. It's more of a yellowy gold, this one, and the back is exactly the same as the 2007 one, which is right here. There's no difference between them. This one you can probably pick up for around 35 to 50 quid, depending on where you look. But yeah, this is usually the one that you will see floating around, just because the Invader set was the most produced set that they did, because Doctor Who was in peak there with Martha Jones, and the 10th Doctor, as Rose had just left. The last one in the set is the Ultimate Monsters and the Devastator Super Rose. They're both the same card. They're both 2006. They never had a 2008 variant, and as you can see with this one, there is no website on the back, which is exactly the same as the test version. And the gold color on the back of this is actually slightly different. It's going to be difficult to pick up on camera, but this one's more of like a blush, like a rosy gold color, whereas this one is a lot more of a typical gold that you'll find on, you know, jewelry and stuff like that. So this one's a lot more accurate. So that there's 3 different colored backs. There's this one, the gold one, and then there's the test one, which is a very, very orangey matte gold back. With this one's pretty common as well, just because it's spanned across 2 sets. With this one as well, as you can see, the text is very, very sharp. This one is just sort of the ultimate version that you can get. It looks really, really nice. Very, very similar to this one in terms of the print quality. Minus the graphic is actually different, and it represents these ones a lot more. So with the Annihilator version, and this one here, which is the Exterminator version, which it pretty much emulates this one a lot more, I'd say. My one actually has a defect here, which is where it looks like it hasn't been laminated properly. I don't know if you can see that there, but yeah, it hasn't been laminated properly there. But yeah, I like cards with a little bit of personality. But yeah, so pretty much in terms of this set of the 5 Super Roses, so the main series, with the test one, you're probably not going to find one, if I'm being realistic. They're really, really difficult to find, and to be honest, the prices for them are ridiculous. And if you're going to want to pick one up, you're going to be looking at paying anything from like £600 to £1,000, depending on the condition. With these ones, they do float about a lot, and you can pick them up for a fairly cheaper price point. I've seen a lot of them on there at the moment that are around the 60, 70 quid mark. I've seen some that have even sold for 100 at the moment, which is quite weird because, you know, the prices haven't been that high. To be honest, these Super Rose cards have already sold, always sold for around 50 quid. At my local market back in the day, back in 2006 or 2007, the local market trader there sold the Super Roses for £30 once they were more widespread. The original ones they sold for a little bit more, just due to the fact that they were the variants. If there are any questions on how I obtained any of these cards, or, you know, in terms of how would you get your hands on these cards, or if you need any help identifying them, or this video is just purely just so it can help you identify which one's which one you have, and, you know, if there's any questions or anything based around these Super Rose cards, then just let me know in the comments below. All right, so yeah, this has been the Battles in Time Instagram page. That's it really for today. Thanks.